Hi friends, in this video we are going to discuss the residential status of individuals. How to determine the residential status is given in section 6 of Income Tax Act 1961. So section 6(1) gives the basic condition. If you satisfy either of the two conditions, then you become a resident. If both the conditions are not satisfied, then that individual become a non-resident. So what are the basic conditions? So section 6 subsection 1 says the basic conditions. Any one of the condition must be satisfied. Then that individual become a resident. So the first condition is that he must be in India for 182 days or more. So that person must stay in India for 182 days or more. An individual stays in India for minimum 182 days, then he become a resident. Or he has been in India during the 4 preceding previous years for a total period of 365 days or more and has been in India for at least 60 days or more during the 11 previous year. This means that he must stay in India for 60 days or more during the 11 previous year, and also he must be in India for aggregate of 365 days for the preceding 4 previous years. So, in the current previous year, he must stay in India for a minimum 60 days, and along with that, he has been in India for an aggregate of 365 days during the preceding 4 previous years. So, either of these two conditions must be satisfied for becoming a resident. If both the conditions are not satisfied, then that person become a non-resident. Now, for computing the days, some of the things have to be considered, and one of them is that the stays includes the stay in territorial water of India. This means that if an individual stays in the territorial water for minimum 182 days, then also that person become a resident. That is, even if a person is in the territorial water for 182 days, then that person also become a resident. Then, it is not necessary that the period of stay must be continuous. That means, there is no need that that person must be staying in India for continuously for 182 days. There is no need. So, continuous stay is not necessary. The date of departure and the date of arrival is also considered while computing the days. So, both days are included. Then, the citizenship also doesn't affect the residential status. The residence of an individual for income tax purpose has nothing to do with the citizenship, place of birth or domicile. So, citizenship or place of birth or domicile does not affect the residential status of an individual for the income tax purpose. So, we have discussed the basic condition. So, there are some exceptions to this basic condition also. So, the exception is that only first condition is applicable. That means that person must stay in India for 182 days or more to become a resident. The second condition, that is, he must stay in India for 60 days or more during the 11 previous year and for a total period of 365 days during the preceding 4 previous year is not applicable to the following categories. And the first one is that person living in India during the 11 previous year as a member of the crew of an Indian ship or for the purpose of employment outside India. So, an Indian citizen. So, an Indian citizen leaves India. So, an Indian citizen leaves India during the 11 previous year as a member of the crew, as a crew member of an Indian ship or for the purpose of employment outside India. In such case, that person is considered to be resident of India only if he stays in India for minimum 182 days. Then only he considered as resident. The second condition is not applicable in case of such persons. Now, the second category is that the Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin who being outside India comes to visit to India during the 11 previous year. So, person of Indian origin means either he or his parents or his grandparents were born in undivided India. So, such persons are considered to be person of Indian origin. So, either the Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin who was living outside India visit India during the 11 previous year. In such case also, if such persons resides in India or stays in India for minimum 182 days, that is for 182 days or more, then only he become a resident. The second condition is not applicable. Now, in case of Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin, we also have to look their income in order to determine residential status. Means that if such persons have a total income excluding the income from foreign source is exceeding 15 lakh, in such cases certain conditions are given, and if such conditions are fulfilled, then he become a resident. If the income is not exceeding rupees 15 lakh, then such person become resident only if he stays in India for minimum 182 days or more. So it means that in case of Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin, first we can divide it into two. Person whose total income excluding the income from foreign source exceeding rupees 15 lakh during the previous year as one category, and Indian citizen or person of Indian origin whose total income does not exceed rupees 15 lakh as another category. So in case of Indian citizen or person of Indian origin whose total income excluding foreign income does not exceed rupees 15 lakh, they become a resident only if they stays in India for minimum 182 days. That is, if they stays in India for 182 days or more, then they become resident. I think it is clear. So now in case of Indian citizen or person of Indian origin whose total income excluding the income from foreign source exceeds rupees 15 lakh during the previous year, for such people we have to look two conditions. The first condition is that he stays in India for 182 days or more, then he become a resident. Or if he doesn't stays in India for 182 days or more, then the second condition applies, and it is that he stays in India for 120 days or more during the 11th previous year and for a total of 365 days during the preceding previous year. So it is similar to the second condition, only difference is that here it is 120 days. So either of these two conditions must be satisfied to become a resident in case of an Indian citizen or person of Indian origin whose total income excluding the income from foreign source exceeds rupees 15 lakh during the previous year. So in this video we have discussed the basic conditions to become a resident in case of individual. So in the next video we are going to discuss the additional condition to become a resident and not ordinary resident, or resident and ordinary resident, and also newly introduced concept of deemed resident.